Online co-op games are the best when it comes to bringing gamers together, whether you're exploring a vast open world or fighting hordes of enemies. In 2025, there are a plethora of games to be released that bring more of a team-based challenge than those before them. In this list are the best upcoming online co-op games, organized by their subcategories, that you won't want to miss out on. Subnautica 2, developed by Unknown Worlds Entertainment, brings forth a brand new world to the best underwater exploration game of all time. In addition, there are an abundance of new creatures to witness, as well as friends to explore with you, all in their official, yet optional, multiplayer mode. This open world horror title brings together everything survival craft players love as you descend deeper into the depths of the seas, witness captivating life forms, and jump out of your skin as grisly predators appear out of thin air and ruthlessly hunt you down. The Unreal Engine 5 graphics paired with the undeniable brilliance of the first Subnautica game make this a title you can't pass up on. Developed by Nacon Studio Milan, Terminator Survivors offers more of a story to what would initially appear as your typical open-world survival game. In addition to scavenging supplies from a post-apocalyptic universe and building a base to survive, you have constant attacks from Skynet's Terminators, as well as opposing factions throughout the world. What really intrigues me about this title is the intention of placing iconic characters in the world, a storyline explaining what caused humanity's downfall, and the potential for time travel-based missions to alter humanity's demise. That being said, you should definitely give Terminator Survivors a shot. For years now, the release of Aloft has been teased, but in mid-January, Afterblast Interactive has confirmed the early access launch. Aloft is a survival crafting game with online co-op for up to 8 separate players. In this game, you fly around on a uniquely crafted skyship base, gather essential resources, and explore a vast world where your main goal is protecting the ecosystems from the corruption of the evil fungi. The graphics and gameplay are much more relaxing compared to other open-world survival crafting games, giving it a similar feel to Raft except in the skies rather than the seas, making Aloft a great option for a laid-back adventure. Middle Ages, Peasants and Knights is a medieval open-world survival crafting game developed by Neronian Studios. Set in the 14th century Europe, you must choose your own path either to farm and trade, or to seek out knighthood by cleansing the Dark Forest. The game is brutally realistic, even down to the inventory system, promising an arduous yet rewarding gameplay loop, similar to the likes of Medieval Dynasty. The graphics look nice for the most part, with the main concern being the unusual animations from some of the characters when using certain equipment. There's no specification on how many people can join in this cooperative or PvP experience, but it promises authentic gameplay within the Middle Ages. The Long Drive North is an open-world survival driving simulation game where you and up to 3 others explore the brutal wilderness in an old RV. The game strives to challenge your survival in a realistic way, as monsters aren't a part of the game, but hunting, scavenging for vehicle parts, maintaining sleep and hunger levels, as well as exploration are essential for your survival. Although the game was developed by Mindflayer Games Ltd, the graphics and animations are reminiscent of The Long Dark, leaving you with a beautifully artistic landscape as well as a treacherous journey. PAX, or Post-Apocalypse Courier Service, developed by Studio 316, is an open-world survival driving simulation game where 1 to 4 players seek to grow a delivery driving business. There's no maintaining hunger or thirst in this, but vehicle maintenance is much more intricate in regards to the upgrades, scavenging for extra parts, the inventory for deliveries, and realism associated with the driving and weather conditions. The game offers a variety of biomes, leaving you with many different playthroughs, and the gradual company progression makes PAX a must-have for those seeking more adventure than the typical truck driving simulator. Releasing in the first quarter of 2025 by Juggler Games and PJ Games is the Whims of the Gods. In this strategic city builder, up to 2 players must work together to build, develop, and defend an ancient civilization. The game offers a wide variety of in-game mechanics, including an auto-battler system, as you will constantly combat the growth of enemy threats. The title also implements an in-depth religious mode, offering potential blessings to help you along the way. There are many timed events that must be dealt with promptly, including the impending doom from a volcanic eruption, all of which could result in different game endings. With all that in mind, the Whims of the Gods offers a decent variety compared to most city builder games on the market. As a standalone to their famous universe, From Software Inc. brings forth Elden Ring Night Rain, a Souls-like role-playing game for either 1 or 3 players. In the game, you must choose between 8 characters with unique skill sets, and work together to take on the bosses during the daylight, as well as the environmental threats encroaching the night, leading up to the final day where you face a Night Lord. The visuals are absolutely breathtaking as the gameplay constantly immerses you into the world, giving every step more purpose than the previous and making this game a true gem. Chernobylite 2 Exclusion Zone is a post-apocalyptic role-playing game developed by the Farm 51. You take on the role of a planewalker who looks through equivalent worlds for a unique material called Chernobylite, all the while fending off nightmarish creatures and uniting what few survivors remain. The game boasts an authentic and huge open world, difficult battles, non-linear storytelling, and base management. The sci-fi atmosphere is implemented beautifully, and the diversified enemies make for a distinctive playthrough. Developed by the Coalition, Gears of War E-Day is a much-desired prequel for up to 2 players based around the origin story of the saga. In this game, you are tasked with eradicating creatures known as the Locust Horde, which threatens all of humanity as you know it. With the addition of Unreal Engine 5, the graphics are state-of-the-art, and the linear storyline brings back a nostalgic tone that the genre hasn't seen for quite some time, making this a must-buy title for true Gears of War fans. Set to release in March, Killing Floor 3 is a much-anticipated arrival. Tripwire Interactive brings a 6-player zombie shooter with more relentless enemies, dangerous locations, numerous weapons and abilities, and of course, more gore. The gameplay is simple. Eliminate the Zeds before they slaughter your squad. In the year 2091, you join a group known as the Nightfall, the final defense against the deadly hordes of Zeds set to lay waste to the living. With a formidable arsenal and a more punishing challenge in place, Killing Floor 3 is well worth the wait. Little Nightmares 3 by Supermassive Games is a puzzle-based horror-adventure game for 2 players where you strive to survive in a disturbing world. The game is run by the characters named Low and Alone, each with their own unique items, which will be used to help each other through the childlike obstacles that you find scattered about. The illustrations bring a demented beauty to the horror genre and create full immersion within the different tasks that plague you along the way, making it a staple for this style of game. In March, Lumino Games brings a unique action roguelite shooter available as both online and couch co-op. You are tasked with fighting the gods and hordes of monsters in randomly generated levels. The graphics are reminiscent of Ziggurat, and the combat and gameplay are similar to Gunfire Reborn. Afterblast features various difficulty levels, which adds new items, abilities, and rooms not previously available on easier settings, pressuring you to truly challenge yourself. With over 100 items in game, weapons with different abilities, merchants, special rooms and bosses, and intriguing permanent progression as seen in some of the best roguelites of all time, this game offers timeless runs for multiple playthroughs. Windward Games plans to release an up to 4-player online co-op action roguelike game featuring comic graphics. In this game, you explore the darkness that befell Avalon, meet notable characters from Arthurian legend, and fight a corrupted King Arthur to bring peace to Camelot. Zorn has an abundance of roguelike elements ranging from the different landscapes, characters, weapons, abilities, and 200 unique blessings available in your typical roguelike adventure. The game has a lot of promise and would seem like a small download for this title, making a good option if you're looking for a cheap game to run with your friends. Borderlands 4 is an open-world looter-shooter RPG by Gearbox Software. The game takes place on Kairos, and you are tasked with defeating the Timekeeper, who ruthlessly reigns over the planet. Borderlands 4 offers constant action, seemingly unlimited weapons, and powerful vault hunters all in your arsenal as you fight the various enemies within the game. The game allows up to 3 other players to help you with the free-form combat and sweat-inducing boss battles filled throughout the world. I've always found Borderlands games to be a massive hit, and this one hits the same, if not better, than the ones prior. Capcom presents another open-world hack-and-slash adventure game with an online co-op for up to 4 players to their franchise. Players take on the roles of hunters who traverse the Forbidden Lands, which is an unknown region and was first discovered when a boy named Nada, who was rescued from there, brought a terrifying tale of an unusual creature that attacked his village. The game also offers dynamic environments, each with 3 different climate types for each, an authentic creature ecosystem, and a wounds or focus mode where you can target a specific area of the monsters to deal a certain type of damage during your hunt. With some claiming it will be the hardest game in the franchise, Monster Hunter Wilds promises a phenomenal challenge for you and your friends. Golf with Your Friends 2 is back after nearly a decade, and this time made by Radical Forge and Team 17. The game offers a 12-player PvP, co-op, couch co-op, and even remote play together setup, now with an improved level editor, weather implementation, 6 new courses, better customization for the golf balls, and even level up rewards. This title offers an easy party game for players of all ages, skill levels, and playstyles due to its overall simplicity and inviting playstyle. Although the sequel lacks a trailer showing gameplay or cinematics at all for that matter, the undeniable success from the first game makes the release of this version basically a no-brainer. Wildcard games are titles that I think have the potential to be really great, but have glaring concerns, whether it be subpar graphics, a questionable history, or vague plans for the current release. With these games, you should be more careful before buying them. Windward Horizon is an unexpected sequel to the classic open-world naval combat game released by Tasharan Entertainment in 2015. The new title offers both online and couch co-op as you sail the seas in a massively procedurally generated world. The non-linear gameplay and the in-depth leveling system allows for many separate playthroughs. Although the graphics look mediocre, they're similar to the Mount & Blade Warband's overworld map, which make it more suitable for the isometric view of your vessel. Ali, there is not much found on what Windward Horizon adds to the franchise, but assuming the price is consistently cheap like their previous game, this becomes a considerable wildcard option. Dungeons Deep is an action role-playing game released by Enraged Games in 2025. The title features online co-op for up to 4 players, non-linear gameplay, procedurally generated locations, and realistic dismemberment system for the die-hard hack-and-slash fans. The enemy combat is different than most, seeing that certain creatures will fight differently than others, occasionally even learning your fighting styles and adapting to it accordingly. The game looks very similar to Monomyth, but the graphics and animations of the enemies look questionable at times. That being said, the unique concepts put in place make Dungeons Deep appear to be a unique wildcard option. House Builder 2 is a building simulation game offering both couch and online co-op for up to 4 players. Freemind SA brings forth a true open world game with low poly graphics and all the tools to make your dream home. The gameplay is simple: purchase materials, fill your vehicle, drive it over to the project area, and then build. The graphics and animations seem safe, but there doesn't seem to be a large amount of color variations, making this game, in my opinion, a wildcard option. Gedonia 2 by Kazakov Oleg is an online co-op, true open-world RPG for up to 4 players. In this title, you can freely explore a cartoon world. The character development and crafting system are better than most, and the quests bring a decent narrative and different outcomes. With every decision you make, it affects the entire universe, allowing you to truly roleplay a character you had in mind and live the story you never knew you needed. Gedonia 2 has a lot of potential and is infinitely better than Gedonia 1. But the current animations and unresolved issues from the first game make it a wildcard choice until after the release. And there you have it. Those are the best online co-op games coming out in 2025. Please consider subscribing, as it would greatly help out my channel, and if you want to see the best 20 survival games from 2024, click this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.